Rudy gave, but, you know, other guys going to, you know, step up in the moment.
And it is Memphis who controls the tip as we are underway at American Airlines Center. Dallas coming off a win against the Indiana Pacers, 116-108 on Friday night. That puts Dallas at 45-16. The Mavs 23-8 this year on her home floor. And an interesting defensive strategy right off the jump. We saw a double team go at Zach Randolph and then a tip in by Marc Gasol.
And I like the double team right away simply because you don't want to give a guy like Zach an opportunity to get off early in this game. Very solid offensive guy.
Definitely. You don't want a guy like Zach Randolph to get a rhythm early.
Had a 23-point, 20-rebound game this year against Dallas as Peja Stojakovic misses the jumper. Randolph there with the rebound. Marc Gasol scored the first basket for Memphis on a tip-in. Gasol this year is averaging 11.5 points and nearly 7 rebounds a game. Memphis last played on Friday night. They lost at home, 98-91 to New Orleans. A minute gone by, down to 4 on the shot clock on this possession. DIRK is defending Gasol here, and a rim-out jumper. Haywood with a rebound.
You don't mind him taking that shot from out there because he's not a great outside shooter, so you want to give him that one.
A screen by DIRK. Roddy splits the two defenders. Lost the dribble, but got it back. Now driving and kicking. It is Kidd to Roddy, and Beaubois gets Dallas on the board. The first three-pointer of the game for Roddy Beaubois.
That was definitely a great ball movement. Jason Kidd did a great job of getting to the paint and finding open man.
And Roddy did a nice job. Split that double team, lost the ball, but was able to get it back to keep that possession going as Conley misses. And now it's Roddy in attack mode. Beaubois all the way to the hoop. And for the first time this year, after playing 118 minutes in 7 games and not going to the free throw line, Roddy is getting to the stripe.
It's surprising to me, to be honest, that he doesn't get to the free throw line a little bit more. But I think the reason he doesn't, Mark, is because he's so quick and so fast, so good at finishing around the bucket until guys normally aren't there before he completes the layup.
And this is something that we definitely need from Roddy. You know, in transition to get the ball and get to the paint and be creative for himself and obviously other players.
And obviously Mike Conley, a very good point guard in this league, and Roddy just blew right by him off the dribble there into the fast break.
Fast, don't lie.
Fast, quick, hello and goodbye is what Roddy is.
They say you can't teach size, you can't teach speed either.
They say right.
Roddy has the first 5 for Dallas. Completing the going 2 for 2 at the line, beg your pardon. He had a three-pointer to get the scoring started. Here's Tony Allen on the drive, and Allen inside missed the layup. Gasol got the rebound, but it's stripped away, and that steal by Dallas was by Jason Kidd, which will move him past Gary Payton into 3rd place in all of NBA history in steals.
Great hands by Jason Kidd.
On a big guy in Gasol, was able to take it away. Corner 3, Stojakovic. Peja missed, Mike Conley with the rebound.
It's still good ball movement. Real nice pass from Jason Kidd, just to make the shot.
Tony Allen with the layup. That steal for Jason Kidd, number 2,446, moving him past Gary Payton. And sometime next year, he'll have a shot to pass Michael Jordan, who's a little over 2,500 on the career steals list.
Oh, no doubt about it. It's an incredible stat. Jason Kidd been around for a long time, but obviously some of the better hands in the game at the point position.
Lost the dribble there trying to come down the lane. 17th year in the league, and now you got a guy, Karan, who is 3rd in league history in made three-pointers. Kidd is 2nd in league history in assists, and now 3rd in league history in steals and a chance to go up one more spot. What a career.
Pleasure to play alongside that Hall of Famer.
Ball out of bounds, saved in by Sam Young, but Dallas is going to come away with it. Peja's got it, and Stojakovic, how about that pretty spin move? Good ball movement. DIRK with a rainbow three, switched it in.
Turning defense into offense. Nice defensive play. Really puts Dallas out in transition to create the nice three ball for Dirk Nowitzki.
Yeah, we talked about it. You did a technical foul with me and OKC the other day, Karan, and we talked about the ball movement for this team and how unselfish guys are, and what a tremendous example we saw to set up DIRK for that three.
Definitely, that's championship basketball. You know, moving the ball and, you know, sacrificing one shot to get even a better shot, and that's exactly what we saw right there.
Dirk hitting his 54th three-pointer of the season. Here's a steal, Zach Randolph, after the Grizzlies had missed a shot on the previous possession. And in the lane, it's Tony Allen with his second basket.
Well, you got to keep them out of the paint. They're one of the best teams in the league, maybe #1 in the league in points in the paint. You have to do a better job of getting them out of the paint if you're the Mavs.
50.2 points in the paint per game. How about those points in the paint? A drive and scoop layup. Roddy just knifing into the lane with great quickness.
He's definitely a guy that can get to the paint at will.
Conley was able to save the loose ball and find Marc Gasol cutting to the basket. And so after all of that, the Mavs still have a 2-point lead as we played 4.5 minutes.
Coach Carlisle's not happy right there.
Maybe this will make him happy. No, Dirk comes up short on a three, and he got a foul here. A loose ball foul going after the rebound. Brendan Haywood picks up his first, and the first Maverick team foul as well.
Terrell, what makes Memphis such a tough matchup for you guys?
I look at the 4 and 5 position. You look at, they got a true center in Marc Gasol, and you look at Zach Randolph, a guy that, you know, a walking double-double. And, you know, at the point guard position, they got a lot of speed, you know, in Conley, and then, you know, coming off the bench, you know, guys like Sam Young, Allen, and, you know, other guys that come in and really just play a major role.
Foul there on Dallas, their second team foul. And the first of the game on Rodrigue Beaubois. That'll send Marc Gasol to the free throw line. This year, Gasol is hit at 75% from the strike. Coming off a 12-point game against New Orleans the other night.
And for a young team, you know, the ball don't really stick. You know, they do a great job of moving the ball and playing off one another.
7-3 in their last 10 games, Memphis is, with wins against the Thunder, twice against Denver, Philly, and San Antonio. They're 21-9 this year at home. They're 13-20 on the road. And one other thing I'd like to add to all of that is they started the year with 19 wins and 23 losses in their first 42 games. They've really turned it around lately. They've vaulted themselves into playoff position in the West because they won 15 of their last 21 games.
And I think the big difference for this team, in talking to some of the staff members for the Grizzlies, as Roddy knocks down that three off of good ball movement, is what Tony Allen brings to the table. He's a guy that obviously can defend, but he brings a toughness to this team, which is something they hadn't had over the years.
That is 10 points for Beaubois already. We've seen him hit 2 threes. Drive to the basket and get fouled. Drive to the basket and finish. And now here's the defense with a steal. Roddy leads a 2-on-1. He makes the assist pass.
It's nice to see. As many passes as Jason has given Roddy, it's nice to see him return one back to J. Kidd.
Beaubois with the assist. Kidd with the basket. Caron Butler sitting here courtside with us, clapping in approval. We have seen Jason Kidd get on the board just a moment ago. Here he is, stealing the ball from Marc Gasol and moving into third place in NBA history in steals past Gary Payton. Early timeout for Memphis with the Mavs up 6. Tonight, moving past Gary Payton for third in NBA history in steals. Here you see some great steals from Kidd's career. His first tour of duty with the Mavericks, his second tour of duty with Dallas, and this was number 2,446. Taking it away from Marc Gasol to put him at third all-time on the career steals list. As we noted earlier, next year he should pass Michael Jordan. Ain't going to catch John Stockton, though. Stockton's got #1 locked up for a long, long time.
He'll have to go and get some more legs in order to catch Stockton. He'd have to be in the league for a lot longer.
He'll have to be in the league for about 7 or 8 more years.
That's simply amazing.
Caron Butler joining us here tonight in the first quarter of the broadcast. Good to have you aboard. As Roddy has the ball right now, already 10 points and an assist. What do you think about how Roddy's looked tonight?
He's playing great. He got off to a great start, great rhythm. He's playing off the guys, exceptionally well.
Here is Kidd leading the shot clock.
Good rebound by Dirk.
And Nowitzki inside the offensive rebound and put back. Dirk known for being such a great defensive rebounder. They get the offensive board and the stick back.
He just imposed his will on that play right there.
17-11, Dallas has the lead. Randolph screens, Roddy has a tough time getting over it, but Conley still misses the shot, and a long rebound comes out to Kidd. And look at this developing. Fast break basket, Beaubois.
Really they're looking to push that ball, doing a good job on the defensive end, which in turn is allowing them to get out in transition, Mark, for some easy baskets.
Definitely. You see Roddy with J. Kidd with the ball, just fill the lanes, you're going to get an open shot.
That's 12 points, the most points that Roddy has ever had in a first quarter.
Caught Dirk with the 3 seconds right there.
Defensive 3 seconds, so that is a technical foul and a free throw. And Zach Randolph will be the one to take it. Randolph this year just over 75.5% at the free throw line. Memphis gets to within 7 a moment ago. Roddy scoring on the break again as Kidd and Peja find Roddy on the break.
Ball never hit the floor. That's the beauty of a fast break. When the ball doesn't touch the floor, you know you're going to end up with an easy one. Dallas doing a great job in that area right now.
Dirk and Roddy go out. Sean Marion and Jason Terry come into the game. Darrell Arthur has gone in for Memphis, and so has Shane Battier. And I did notice that defensive 3-second call looking at Roddy. Roddy still working on his conditioning. You can tell that he was struggling a little bit from that standpoint, but then coming right into the game, off the bench, the hot hand continues at the 2-guard spot because Jason Terry just knocked down a 3.
It's amazing how he comes in always prepared, always ready.
Coming off a 21-point game Friday against Indiana. And by the way, tonight here in the first quarter, the Mavs have already made 4 threes as an offensive foul is called there on Memphis. And by virtue of the 4 threes made, as soon as they made one, the Mavericks made it 1,000 consecutive games with a made 3-pointer.
Just want to commend Jason Kidd on the last 2 possessions, doing a great job in the post on Tony Allen and also taking that charge in the last possession.
And a great look at the replay as Mike Conley commits the offensive foul. Now you got Deshaun Stevenson into the game. Stevenson subs in for Peja. Stevenson against Shane Battier with a shot clock at 10. They get all tangled up. No whistle. Faking the shot was Kidd. Finds Terry. Tonight's officials, by the way, Malloy, Derek Collins, and Brian Forte. Battier got a loose ball, but missed the shot going to the basket. And once again, the Mavericks try to get out in transition.
That's good.
Stevenson does a nice job of eluding the defender and buries the J. Your former teammate in Washington knocking it down with confidence.
I mean, that was great recognition. You know, making the pass, shot fake, running him off the 3, but he just took a better shot.
Defense is making this run for the Mavericks right now, doing a tremendous job on the defensive end. That's allowing them to get so many easy baskets down here on the offensive end.
Well, Lionel Hollins wants to talk things over before the game tonight. This is a 20-second timeout, by the way. Before the game tonight, Rick Carlisle said, hit first. The Mavericks have hit first. And here's part of their big early punch, that Deshaun Stevenson basket.
Yeah, definitely. You know, he has the reputation of being a great 3-point shooter, and he knows guys want to run him off the shot, and he did a great job of, you know, doing what he does in practice and what he's been working on, taking the 1 dribble for a poster shot and, you know, knocking it down.
And give him credit, too, Mark, because he obviously started a lot of games early in the season. Easy to lose your focus in that situation. I think the fact that he's remained a pro and is always ready when he gets his opportunity says a lot for the guy.
Tonight's Geico quote of the game, let's check that out. It is from Rick Carlisle. We're going to have to be ready to hit first. If we don't, we're going to get smashed in the head, and they're going to be beating us to rebounds all night long. Very well put by Rick Carlisle on the mentality the Mavs needed in this game tonight.
Memphis is a very physical basketball team. Anytime you lead the league in points in the paint, you're doing a lot of pushing, a lot of shoving, so you have to match that with the same intensity.
Jason Williams came into the game, so did O.J. Mayo at the 22nd timeout for Memphis. You got Randolph working against Sean Marion, and he hits the turnaround jumper. That's the first shot attempt of the game for Zach Randolph, and he hits it.
Well, he earned it. I'm sorry, Teron. He earned that bucket, and that's all you can make him do if you're Sean Marion.
Yeah, definitely. You know, the game plan is to double him when he get the ball, and, you know, he got it on a repost, and he made a quick move, and Sean Marion did a great job of defending him.
Stevenson, tough corner 3, challenged by Battier. And the rebound is taken by Randolph. Paint catch for Darrell Arthur, but quick hand. Sean Marion slapped it away, but Arthur got it back and glides in to score.
He's a guy that's been the X factor. You know, he does a great job of making mid-range shots. He's relentless on the rebounding and, you know, consistent every night.
The first year he's really played well against the Mavericks, though.
3 games this year, he's averaging over 13 points against Dallas and has made 15 out of 22 shots from the floor in the 3 games. A missed shot there for Jason Terry. It's an 8-point Dallas lead. It's a 6-point lead as Shane Battier gets inside. And now Rick Carlisle wants to talk things over with 2:16 left in the first quarter. Battier, who was acquired in a deadline day deal from the Houston Rockets, scores that basket. Caron Butler.
Challenge for you not being out here.
I mean, I think that has been the biggest challenge. You know, just watching and trying to help the team and support them in whatever way that I can. You know, it's tough not being out there. You know, as a competitor, I know you know that, but just trying to support the team.
Dallas with a 6-point lead. They missed a shot by Terry, and now a call in the lane on Memphis for 3 seconds. The guilty party for Memphis, I believe, was Battier. It was, and so Memphis turns it over for the 5th time. And Karan, you said when you had the injury when you were younger, it was about a 4.5 month rehab process. January 1st is when you got hurt. So 4.5 months would put you in the second round of the playoffs sometime in early May. Is that what you're thinking and hoping? I
mean, that's wishful thinking. That's what I'm looking at in my head. You know, the second I feel healthy and 100, I'll definitely be back on the court.
A 3-point basket by Jason Terry, the 5th 3-pointer of the first quarter for the Mavs.
Can't say enough about the ball movement in tonight's early in this game for the Mavericks.
Unbelievable.
Shane Battier got it blocked trying to go back up after he had gotten an offensive rebound. Stevenson got a block. Arthur on the baseline, and Mahimi, who came in the game at the timeout with 2:16 left in the first quarter, knocks the ball out of bounds.
Great defense by Sean Marion right there, just staying down and holding his ground.
A throw-in with 14 on the shot clock. Goes into O.J. Mayo. Dribble drive by Jason Williams, puts it up too strong off the glass. Memphis with that miss, shooting 38% of the first quarter. Dallas shooting 56%. Terry obviously chased off the line, deals back to Kim.
I saw him pull back on that when he knew it when it left his hand. That was kind of short. We'll give him that shot again. It's definitely going in.
Now here's O.J. Mayo, and he knocks down a 3-pointer.
He and Arthur are the guys you got to pay attention if you're the Mavericks defense with this lineup that Memphis has on the floor.
That's some firepower coming off the bench with Arthur and Mayo.
Mayo averaging 12 points a game. Darrell Arthur averaging 9. Terry out of the corner. 3 is no good. Mayo's a guy who started the last 2 years and averaged 18.5 2 years ago and 17.5 last year.
Very capable offensive guy.
Foul to give situation here for Dallas. They take it with 5 seconds left in the first quarter. And the call is on Jason Kidd. That's his first.
Heads up play by the Mavs.
Yes, absolutely.
Smart play. Not something you should take for granted.
Yeah, definitely.
5 seconds. Battier on the throw-in. Here's Jason Williams. Darrell Arthur to beat the buzzer. Shot is no good. And Karan, I think you had to enjoy that first quarter, a 27-21 lead for the Mavs over the Memphis Grizzlies. We appreciate you coming on.
Thank you. Anytime.
Yes. Keep the rehab up, man, and we'll see you again real soon.
Thanks for having me.
Karan Butler joining us here. Had a good time during the first quarter tonight as the Mavericks lead it by a score of 27-21. Jason, 27-21 second quarter about to get started. Again, a thanks to Karan Butler for setting out the first quarter of the broadcast tonight. And we'll have Tyson Chandler joining us in the third quarter tonight. Skin's not with us. Harpy's got to go do that radio show thing and be at Rangers spring training.
Skin is missed.
J.J. Barea in the game for the first time. Dirk back in. Corner 3, and Nowitzki does not get the bounce. He goes over the backboard and out. And so we have a chance to catch our breath here for a moment at the start of the second quarter. 48% shooting for Dallas, 39% shooting for Memphis. Roddy was just blazing hot in the 7 minutes he played in the first quarter. Knocked down a couple of threes, scored 12 points in 7 minutes. Got to the free throw line for the first time in a game this year.
Sean Marion not happy with that call. Thought he did a good job of beating Shane Battier to the spot that he was trying to get to.
And Sean Marion picks up his first foul. First Dallas team foul. Pass in the lane to Marc Gasol, and another foul here on Dallas. So 2 quick team fouls in 29 seconds. That call goes on Mahimi.
And just what Sean was trying to do, Mahimi didn't do in that particular play, so he got called for a foul as well. Just a little bit late.
Memphis has only been to the free throw line 3 times so far, but they could get there a lot in the second if things keep going like this with the 2 early team fouls. A 3 launched up by Battier. They couldn't get it down to Gasol. They were obviously trying to post him up against Mahimi, but Battier ends up firing away on a 3 and missing. And now you got Dallas with Marion cutting on the feed for Barea. Comes up short of the runner, and the rebound goes out to Mayo, but he loses the ball. Dallas off the turnover. Terry trying to feed inside to Mahimi, who goes down. He is fouled, and fouled pretty hard. The whistle on Darrell Arthur. Arthur on the foul, picks up his first, and it's the first team foul on Memphis.
Holding this team to 39%, which normally shoots 47% from the field. Not a bad defensive first quarter for the Mavericks. Thought they did a pretty solid job, even though Memphis made that run late in that first quarter.
Well, Memphis comes into play right with Dallas. They average just barely under 100 points per game. 99.9 apiece. Here's Mahimi, and there's that foul on Darrell Arthur, and you can see him clutching the left wrist after the landing guard.
It was a hard fall. You know, not intentional foul, but it was a hard fall, him trying to catch himself.
Mahimi goes to the free throw line, hits them both, and the Mavs lead is 8. Dallas is already led by as many as 12 points in this game. Inside, here's Martin Gasol. Shot was no good. DIRK standing his ground at the rim. Gasol missed the layup. And the Mavs head the other way off the rebound by Barea. To Mahimi. And Mahimi on the drive. Got it blocked by Arthur out of bounds. 12 on the shot clock. Mavs are 10 out of 23 for the floor. But more importantly, 5 of 12 from the three-point line. They've already hit 5 threes. DIRK's with a shot. DIRK with the shot that he misses. And the tip try was put up by Mahimi. Now you got Arthur down low. Dallas in front by 8, and Arthur scores here and draws the foul on DIRK for Nowitzki's first.
Well, we talk about him hurting the Mavericks, averaging about 13 in the previous 3 games. This guy is really skilled offensively, can shoot, can score inside. Here you see him working against DIRK, faces up, and DIRK did a decent job. That's just a tough shot. One of Dirk Nowitzki's shots from an offensive standpoint.
Arthur, as we noted earlier, has played well this year against Dallas. He's played much better this season across the board after averaging just 4.5 points a game last year and 5.5 points a game as a rookie. This year, Arthur at 9 points and 4 boards in 20 minutes per game. Down low to DIRK. We played 2 minutes here in the second quarter. Memphis within 5, and just like you said, a DIRK Nowitzki shot is what Darrell Arthur made, and now DIRK says, young fella, this is really how you do it.
And I'm an old school guy. DIRK's been around for a long time. His looked a lot better to me.
And DIRK with that basket. By the way, that is 7 points now for DIRK. As Jason Williams' shot for the perimeter is missed, and the ball out of bounds over to Dallas. As we said in the Geico quote of the game from Rick Carlisle back in the first quarter, Rick said the Mavericks needed to hit first tonight. They definitely did hit first, jumping out to a double-digit lead, 24-12 at one point, in front by 7. Barea drives and kicks, creates an opportunity for Terry, who ends up getting fouled on the perimeter. For Memphis, that's 2 team fouls in the quarter. The call on O.J. Mayo. Darrell Arthur out of the game, and subbing back in is Zach Randolph, who had a very quiet first quarter. Harp, he played 10 minutes. Mavs double-teamed him a lot. He only got 1 shot, 1 free throw attempt.
And if you can limit his attempts, you're going to have a good chance of beating Memphis. They rely on him quite a bit offensively to make things happen. Their leading scorer.
And now Barea all the way to the basket, was able to float it up over Gasol and get the hoop.
AJ running that pick and roll extremely well, looking for an opportunity to get all the way to the paint. Nobody resisted. He makes an easy shot.
Been playing so well since January. Had a little bit of a hiccup in terms of shooting the other night. Only went 1 for 6 against Indiana, but still had 8 assists. Rebound was knocked to Shane Battier off the miss by O.J. Mayo. We played a little over 3 minutes in the second quarter, that is, with Dallas in front by 9. And as Mayo holds the ball on the perimeter, he was fouled. It's on Mahimi. And that's 2 fouls now on Mahimi, the backup center tonight. Here's Barea. We've seen him do this time and time again. Gasol tries to get over there, but not in time. Over the big guy. Barea with a basket.
So the jury.
Mavs are at home tonight, and they lead Memphis 33-24. 8:52 left here in the second quarter. Dallas led by as many as 12 in the first quarter. Obviously, everyone enjoying the performance of the Mavs so far tonight. The 33 points, of course, stands out, but defensively tonight against Zach Randolph, they did a nice job. He's got 3 points and 2 rebounds. And let's remind you that Randolph is a player who's averaging 20 points and 13 boards a game. He's had 5 straight 20 and 10 games. And in that run, he's averaging 22.4 points and 12 rebounds per game. This year against Dallas, he's had a 23.20 rebound game. That was in a Memphis win in January at the FedEx Forum in Memphis. So obviously, Dallas has paid a ton of attention to him so far tonight. And as DIRK swishes home a 3 out of the corner to stretch the lead again to 12, the attention paid to Zach Randolph has worked in terms of holding him down, and has no doubt helped Dallas build this lead.
Well, there's no doubt about it. And I like the game plan coming into this game, Mark, to double him, get the ball out of his hands early, and take any rhythm that he's going to try to build early in this game. And obviously Dallas has done that.
Here he is driving, and there's Haywood. Nice defense by Brendan Haywood. Randolph may have lost the handle a little bit on it too going up.
It was solid defense. He got his hand. He did lose a little bit, but Brendan Haywood did a good job of challenging the shot as well.
And statistically, he gets a block here in the arena as Barea drives, gets to the glass, but wave off the basket. Shane Battier with the kind of play that you expect out of him to draw the charge.
Well, of course, he went to Duke, and at Duke, you're not going to get all the way to the basket against those guys. Obviously, a good defensive play. Here you see the nice defense against Zach Randolph by Brendan Haywood. Shane Battier, has been doing this for a long time, since his college days.
Battier in his 10th year in the league, 5 years with Memphis, then went to Houston, now back with the Grizzlies. Corey Brewer is in. Be interested to see if he has settled down a little bit. Admitted that he was obviously out there a little jittery, a little overly aggressive the other night when he picked up 5 fouls in 5 minutes. There's Dallas getting another block shot. Mike Conley had that rejected by DIRK, and if there was any doubt, you could tell by his vocal reaction afterwards. Thrown by Tony Allen. Mike Conley inside to Mark Gasol. They get it into the middle of the zone, and Gasol gets a friendly bounce.
It was a friendly bounce. Dallas doing a good job tonight, Mark, of challenging every shot that Memphis has taken. One of the reasons why they're shooting such a low field goal percentage thus far.
32 straight games for Dallas with at least 6 made threes, as Dallas got a 3 from DIRK a moment ago for their 6th of the game. Now just your old-fashioned 2-point try is no good, and a couple of Mavericks get hands on it. Haywood and Brewer were there, but eventually it is controlled by the Grizzlies. With a 10-point Dallas lead, they post up Randolph. And here is Barea helping out DIRK on the double, and they forced him to turn it over. Offensive foul. The call is on Zach Randolph. And if the contact is against Barea, let's check the replay here. Barea leads the league in offensive fouls drawn, and that's the guy who does it again.
And it's a good call, and I think Zach is getting a little frustrated with the way the Mavericks are defending him, doing a good job of forcing him to be a passer.
Down into Haywood. He'll go back out. Barea. Deep corner 3. Yes, sir.
Great basketball offensively. You get it inside, you got to honor DIRK. DIRK makes a nice pass right back to one of their better outside shooters in J.J. Barea.
Barea with his 44th made 3 of the year. That early season 3-point shooting slump, a distant memory now. Hook shot in the lane, and Shane Battier showing off a post-up game. You think of him as a standstill corner 3-point shooter, but nice post-up.
That's what he is, but he has the ability to do that against a smaller defender.
DIRK at the free throw line. 10 on the shot clock. Now here's Barea with momentum, spinning, draws a foul, and one. Barea and I both gave it the fist pump when it went in. I like it.
J.J. Barea having a breakout year. Just a nice offensive play, nice spin after being cut off, and pulls up and knocks down the shot. Great offensive move by J.J.
Just drew the 3rd foul of the game on Mike Conley, the starting Grizzlies point guard. Here it is as Barea gets the fadeaway. There's that fist pump. Good stuff from Barea. Dallas has their biggest lead.
And defensive end, when you're able to draw fouls that way, you're being aggressive.
Barea drops down on the double team to help Haywood. Perimeter movement now for Memphis goes to Jason Williams, who's in because of 3 fouls on Mike Conley. And the dig down by Jason Terry. He swipes it from Mark Gasol. Corey Brewer gets on the board for the first time as a Maverick.
Beautiful dig by Jason Terry to get things started on the defensive end. We talk about Dallas turning defense into offense, doing that better than I've seen them do it in a long time in tonight's game. Here you see it from the defense, Mark. A nice dig by Jason Terry. gets his hands in, get out in transition where Brewer can really make some things happen. Gets his first basket as a Maverick.
He sold the rebound as Brewer does not get the three-point play. There was a foul called on Battier. Memphis now has 14 fouls in the quarter. You talk about Dallas converting defense into offense. When you look at the number of turnovers committed and look at the points off turnovers, the league average for that ratio is about 1.1 to 1.2 points off turnovers compared to turnovers forced. Dallas is converting almost 2 to 1 tonight. The Grizzlies have turned it over 8 times. The Mavs have 15 points off Memphis's 8 turnovers, to speak to your earlier point.
Well, that's why they're up, 16 points right now, 17 points, whatever it is, because they are getting such easy baskets, and your field goal percentage is going to skyrocket, obviously, if you can continue to do that. So give them credit. This was a defensive game facing the Memphis Grizzlies, a team that scores well in the paint, and a team that's been playing pretty well. Dallas has really done a good job defensively against them, especially against Randolph.
Before the Battier free throws, Dallas had their biggest lead, courtesy that is of a 15-4 run. You got Roddy back in the game here in the second quarter. Beaubois had 12 points and 7 first quarter minutes. He came out and was sensational early in the game. Let's see if he can pick up where he left off. That's a nice drop-off pass to Sean Marion. Volleyball off the backboard after the miss, and it went through the hands of Haywood. Grizzlies control it. Battier's 5th rebound, and now he'll launch a 3. Kept alive by Marion, and eventually controlled by Zach Randolph. Memphis gets it back. Down low, Randolph, and he loses the handle on the ball, but knocked out by Dallas. Shot clock is at 17 with 4:36 to play in the second.
Dallas talking on the defensive end. Not wanting to give away anything easy.
One of the things that we heard about Corey Brewer was that he was a very vocal guy on defense. It's one of those things that you probably don't realize unless you see a guy very frequently. And you're probably not watching a whole lot of Timberwolves games at home as Brewer tries to get the huge dunk. He will get it back, goes after it again. Marion with the miss, and the Grizzlies control it. But we could see it on that possession. Brewer was really, really vocal on the defensive end of the floor.
And it does nothing but help your defense. You already have a guy like Tyson Chandler doing that on a regular basis.
Yep.
It becomes contagious, and it helps you to be better defensively, plain and simple.
And here is Brewer sneaking up ahead. He finds Sean Marion. Mavericks trying to score after that missed shot last time down, and they do score. Brewer gets into the lane, and line drives in a runner.
Nice play. Used the left hand on that drive that time. Pretty versatile player, I think, Brewer.
4th assist of the game for Kidd. And a pass intended for Randolph sails over his head, but he got a shove in the back from Sean Marion for a foul. Dallas is over the limit. Brewer tried to get a highlight reel flush. There's the play. Tony Allen did get a hand on it with the block. Here's the running left-hander in the lane. It goes in.
Very difficult left-handed shot. I mean, I don't know if he planned it that way, but that was a pretty smooth left hand.
First of 2 at the line for Zach Randolph. Good. Darrell Arthur is back in the game. And we see Ishmael Smith, the rookie out of Wake Forest, who was with Houston for a portion of this season. And now with the Memphis Grizzlies, an undrafted rookie who made the Rockets on the strength of his summer league play and his training camp play. Appeared in his first game with Memphis against New Orleans on Friday night. And his first game in a month, he had 4 points in 9 minutes. Mike Conley, their starting point guard, has 3 fouls. Jason Williams went out of the game. And Smith just picked the pocket of Beaubois. And it will turn into a breakaway dunk as Randolph got free and scores clearly his easiest points of the night with the way Dallas has been working defensively against him.
Roddy a little careless with the ball in that situation.
4th turnover for Dallas. Haywood screens. Kidd the dish to Marion. And Roddy looking for his 3rd 3 of the game. And Brewer just outworks 2 opponents to get the offensive rebound. And the Mavericks look for the conversion, and they get it with a flush by Haywood.
John Marion showing his all-around game with a nice pass to Haywood for an easy dunk.
Mavericks up 48-33. 2:40 to go in the second quarter. Inside, Sam Young. Kidd to save in. Haywood gets it. Wanted to fire a baseball pass up ahead, but instead goes to Roddy, who goes up the floor like a cosmic fastball and gets the basket.
One of the few players that can make plays like this, even with the defense back. Roddy's showing you his speed and quickness, drawing the foul, getting an and one opportunity. Very nice offensive play in transition.
Roddy has just been tremendous tonight. This play just develops out of nowhere. The drive, Darrell Arthur can't get in front of him in time. The foul can
do your defense and can get out in transition and make a lot of things happen.
It's 15 points for Roddy to lead the way. Ish Smith drives the lane. The kick out pass, and Sam Young, my goodness, there was no travel call.
He ran for president on that one.
This basket is good for
Got
Sam
away
Young.
with it, though.
Makes it a 51-35 Mavs lead. We go in under 2 minutes left in the first half. No foul to give here at the end of the second quarter for either team. Smith, the defender. Beaubois in the corner. Two guys chasing him. Pulls the trigger on a long two, and Darrell Arthur rebounds. Smith got bumped there by Beaubois. That could have been a foul. It wasn't called. Much like the Sam Young travel that was amazingly not called. Here he drives and gets a score and leaned his body into Brewer to pick up a foul on Brewer.
Well, you got to back off of a guy like Sam Young. Give him the jump shot. Not a bad outside shooter, but you don't want him to get all the way to the basket knowing that's what he wants to do.
51-37 Dallas with $1:32 left in the second. Terry and DIRK go in, and Roddy and Brewer go out. There's Brewer with the foul, and Sam Young the layup.
Well, he showed the hit. He showed the shot fake. And Brewer bit on that fake, and that allowed him in turn, Mark, to get in the paint and draw that foul.
Brewer 4 points tonight. Played 6 minutes off the bench here in the second quarter. A couple of rebounds, couple of fouls. And one completed for Sam Young. Playing a lot more because of the absence of Rudy Gay. Averaging just over 11 points in the last 11 games. For the year, Young's averaging 6 points per game.
Undersized player, but has some good skills.
Ooh, Allen got the steal, but his feet go out from under him. He slips. You got DIRK back on the floor and Terry back on the floor. Brewer and Roddy again sub out. Here's a drive by Kidd. Leads to Sean Marion. Pretty play, easy finish.
A very smart play by Jason Kidd. Not many point guards going to be able to make that play as a point guard that Jason Kidd just made. Very nice play for Sean Marion. I would love to have had the opportunity to play with a guy that's always looking for the open guy like Jason Kidd is.
You were the guy looking for the open guy.
Yeah, I was, and until Nelly took over in New York.
And
we went point
Mason.
Yes. Got me a few more jump shots. Thanks, Nelly.
5 on the shot clock. Drive and a huge block. Brendan Haywood stuffs Ishmael Smith.
Yeah, it was a great defensive play. Good help by Brendan Haywood, but he could have did even better. He could have kept that ball in play. Here you're seeing meeting the guy at the bucket, but if he was thinking, he could have tapped that and kept it in play.
Throwing in 3 on the shot clock, and a three-point try is missed. DIRK with a rebound. 2 blocks tonight for Brendan Haywood. Got one against Zach Randolph, and the highlight reel swat against Ishmael Smith, who makes a try at it going out of bounds to save it in, but does not. It's still Dallas ball with 15 to shoot and 30.6 left in the second quarter.
Dallas has a lot of smart basketball players, guys with high basketball IQ. Sean Marion trying to bait DIRK's defensive guy to get him the shot.
Jason Terry hits to the elbow. That'll put Dallas at 51% shooting. Terry's 3 for 7 with 8 off the bench to lead bench scoring along with Barea. How about that Dallas bench doing a number again? 26 first half bench points.
Best bench in the league by far. You talk about the depth, but I think it's the quality of depth that makes Dallas's bench so good.
Averaging 48 bench points in the last 21 games. Outstanding. 2 to shoot, 3-second differential. Smith, an off-balance shot. Marion the rebound. They're going to have to hurry. Marion from half court. The shot was late. Well, the Mavericks play an outstanding first quarter, and they continue it on into the second quarter. They have opened up a 17-point lead at the half against the Memphis Grizzlies. Dallas takes 9 Memphis turnovers and converts into 17 points. They get by far the best game we've seen out of Roddy, as he's got 15 points, season high already. And the Mavs lead 55-38 at the half. Kevin Love is going for the double-double to tie the double-double record. He's had 50 consecutive double-doubles, one shy of Moses Malone's NBA record. We'll have the telecast tomorrow at 7 o'clock on Fox Sports Southwest. I know you were initially ruled out of 2 games. Rick said before the game tonight, we'll see how things look for you tomorrow.
Yeah, I would definitely love to be out there. Love is having an amazing year, and it would be nice to break that streak.
But you got New Orleans coming up on the road trip too, and I know that's one you'd love to be out there for as well.
Yeah, definitely. So I'm gonna have to see how it feels in the morning. If it's still a little tender, I'll probably wait until the New Orleans game because I'll have a couple days in between the rest. But if it's feeling good, I'll jump out there and do what I can for my team. Mike
Conley was a guy who spent part of the year leading the league in steals. Just got a steal on a layup to start the third quarter. Now you got Roddy going inside and drawing a foul. The call is on Marc Gasol as we're 40 seconds into the third quarter. And once again, we'll see Roddy on the free throw line. This will be 5 free throw attempts for him tonight after not shooting a free throw in his first 7 games.
Really aggressive tonight, really mixing his game up, really looking to get all the way to the basket. That's obviously his strength, but knocking down that shot as well. So that makes him extremely difficult to contain.
I agree. There's definitely a difference in him tonight. He's definitely coming out and attacking, getting out on the break. When he gets out on the break and he's pushing it, it makes us a different team.
Last year when he went to the free throw line, Roddy shot just under 81%. Tonight he is now 3 of 4 as he just missed one. Looks to get a split and does not, and Gasol is there for the rebound. Mavs are now 6 of 9 tonight on free throws. Memphis has only gone there 9 times. They've made 7. 3-point shooting, a big difference in the game tonight. The Mavs have made 7. Memphis has only made 1, and you're right, good defense. The Mavs get the steal. There's Roddy pushing. And cross court to Peja, who shoots a long 2, and Randolph with the rebound. Before that turnover, you guys have converted the first 9 Memphis turnovers tonight into 17 points. When you're converting each turnover into almost 2 points, an incredible ratio.
I agree, definitely. When you can get down there, you can get turnovers and then get out and run, that makes all the difference in the world. I think the reason why we were able to convert is because guys were getting out. We weren't just watching and waiting for somebody to come up with the ball. As soon as we seen we had the ball secure, we were out and running.
Mike Conley's trying to get on track here in the third quarter.
Definitely a foul.
And a foul here on O.J. Mayo, who is starting the third quarter. Memphis did not put their starting 5 on the floor here at the beginning of the third quarter. Rather than Sam Young and Tony Allen, they have O.J. Mayo and Shane Battier on the floor here at the start of the third. A call was just made on Mayo for his second foul.
Yeah, the coach is trying to switch it up. He's putting the scorers on the floor. They started the game with the 2 defenders. And now, he feels like he's down and needs some scoring. So he got Mayo and who was the other sub?
Shane Battier.
And Shane Battier out there.
You surprised yourself. A lot of people surprised at the kind of year you've had so far. All-star caliber year, I thought. Have you surprised yourself at all, the way you played this year?
No, I came in this year healthy, and before when I was healthy, I was able to kind of, put up the same numbers. And then coming into this offense and this system, it's a system that I knew I can, do well in and flourish in, especially with a guy like Jason Kidd. So it was kind of expected being healthy.
Foul called there on Dallas, and Zach Randolph will go to the free throw line. The foul is on Brendan Haywood. That's his second. As Haywood in the lane trying to defend Zach Randolph. They've done a really good job against Randolph tonight. Randolph now only at 8 points and 4 rebounds. And we're talking about a guy, Tyson, who's on 5 straight games with 20 points and 10 rebounds. And he's had 15 games of at least 20 and 15 this year.
Yeah, Brandon's done an excellent job of keeping his body on him, even when the plays are away from him. Zach does a great job of ducking you in and luring you into sleep and getting a lot of those easy baskets. Look at that.
Look at Roddy, spring 3 in the lane, and Haywood with the putback dunk.
Way to stay with it. He's done an excellent job tonight of keeping the body on Zach and making everything tough for him. And then as you see on that end, he's even been aggressive, going after the rebounds.
Mike Conley missed the runner. Clearly after foul trouble in the first half, limited his time, and Conley didn't score. He's much more aggressive looking for his shot here in the third quarter. On the second try, that ends up being O.J. Mayo, who gets the basket for Memphis, and they cut it down to a 13-point game.
Which may or may not help Memphis, because when your point guard is looking for his own, a lot of times he's not getting the right people involved offensively.
I agree, definitely. And Zach is going to come out here and be aggressive and look for his shots as well.
Well, off the turnover, Conley scores. Mayo set him up in an easy basket, and Rick Carlisle wants to talk things over. Timeout called with 9:13 left in the third quarter. Dallas's lead is 11. Randolph, beg your pardon. And now here's Peja leaning in the lane and comes up way short.
You don't see that often with Peja.
Your former teammate with New Orleans as well.
Yes, he hit some big shots for us, throughout our time in New Orleans.
You got 3 team fouls on the Grizzlies, 1 on Dallas there in the third quarter. Mike Conley breaking down the defense, and that is a look what I found for Marc Gasol.
You know, the shots that they have been hitting, besides the layup that they had, they have made it tough for them. They've been coming up with some lucky breaks here. Well, strong, but
double team on Haywood. DIRK swings to Kidd, and a 3-ball doesn't get the bounce, but then Haywood, he got fouled trying to tip it home.
He's doing a good job on that block. He's really battling on the inside against Randolph and against Gasol. He did a solid job that time, keeping the ball alive.
Definitely so. He's gotten us a couple extra looks tonight.
Nothing like those second shot opportunities, especially a great offensive team like Dallas. You give them more than one opportunity, normally they're going to cash in.
Yeah, and you're just making the defense work. You don't allow Zach to go down there, set up. You don't allow the guards to come down and push it. Getting a second opportunity is key.
Randolph has only 4 boards tonight. This is a guy who is 3rd in the league, averaging 13 rebounds a game. A foul was called there on DIRK, defending Randolph down on the block. That's 2 team fouls on Dallas. That's 2 fouls on DIRK.
And you can see Memphis really putting a lot of emphasis on trying to get him the ball in his sweet spot. DIRK doing a pretty good job of trying to fight him on that block and get him off of that sweet spot.
Triggered into Conley. Memphis has pulled it within 9. Now they're within 7. This was a 55-38 Dallas lead at the half, and 14-4 Memphis here to start the third quarter. They got hit in the mouth in the first half, and clearly they are trying to pick themselves up off the mat and respond here, fellas.
Conley has gotten a lot better at that shot since he came in the league. When he first came in the league, the shot, Dirk. When he first came in the league, one of the scouting reports says that you can always go under, you can give him that shot. But, this year he's came out, he's got a lot more aggressive, got a lot more confidence with it, and he's knocking down that shot.
Averaging 14 points, shooting over 45% from the floor. Good place to go last time down for Dallas to steady things as Nowitzki gets the hoop. Lead back to 9. Defense all went to Randolph. They go outside, and an O.J. Mayo 3 rims out, and Nowitzki there for the rebound.
Good block out.
Steal here by O.J. Mayo, got in front of the cross-court pass. And the layup for O.J. Mayo. That'll give him 7. We have not seen him play well in the last 2 games against Dallas. He was a combined 2 of 18 for the floor in those 2 games, but tonight 7 points off the bench. And here's Randolph with a steal. Numbers on the fast break. Conley to the basket. Different player here in the third quarter because of the foul trouble, what it did to him in the first half, guys.
Well, Dallas is helping their cause a little bit, turning the basketball over, which you can't afford to do.
Now Mayo gets aggressive defensively, commits a foul with 6:31 here in the third quarter. So this is a great situation now for Dallas, guys, because it's 5 team fouls on Memphis, and you've got 6.5 minutes remaining in this quarter. We've already seen Terry sub in for Roddy, by the way. Now Marion's going in for DIRK.
Well, you know the situation now is you don't settle for jump shots, Mark. You attack the basket because obviously you're in the penalty. It's going to get you to the free throw line, and it's a lot easier to score from there sometimes than it is in your regular offense. So attack them and keep them in foul trouble, keep the pressure on them.
Definitely so, and you can make them also back up. As you've seen, they got a couple steals and they got a little more aggressive. They start playing the passing lane, and they were able to get a couple layups from it. Now, if we start taking it to the rim and continuing to go to the free throw line, they have to back off their defense a little bit.
Darrell Arthur's gone in for Memphis, and Corey Brewer has checked in for Peja. What do you think about the young fella? Second game with the Mavs, Corey Brewer.
He's just trying to settle in. He's trying to find himself in our offense. He's out there trying to do a lot of things defensively. I can't wait to get him practice and try to help him out a little bit about the way we play team defense around here. I think he'll be great for us.
There's Mike Conley knocking down another one of those jump shots, hits for the baseline. And so after Dallas had pushed the lead back to 7 on the free throws by Kidd, Memphis comes back and gets the hoop from Conley. Conley has 12 points here in the third quarter. Down low to Haywood, backing in on Randolph. Outside to Kidd, shot clock down to 5. He finds Brewer, corner three, comes up short, but Jason Kidd got between two Grizzlies, almost got it back for Dallas. Conley shovels to Randolph, nearly stolen by Brewer, but the layup will bounce home.
Wasn't pretty, but it counted. And Memphis really looking to push the ball right now after rebounding the basketball.
20-second timeout called here by Dallas. 5:38 left in the third quarter. Dallas with a 63-60 lead after leading by 17 at the half. Tyson, you've obviously been in a lot of timeouts like this. Take us through probably what this 20-second time, and they've really picked it up in that regard here.
Well,
in
that's
the third
what's
quarter.
got them back in it. Sorry, Mark. That's what's got them back in the game is their deflections and their aggressive defense that they've been able to play, creating skills.
In the corner, here's Corey Brewer on the dribble. Dallas' 17-point halftime lead down to 3.
Good move, Brewer.
Brewer gets in the lane. Late whistle. We could see it from here. He obviously got hit on the wrist. The whistle from Brian Forte was a little bit late, but the whistle did come, and Corey Brewer is on the line with 5:17 to go in the third.
Good shot fake. Got in the lane. You know, you've been missing jump shots, so it's a good time to really go to the basket and be aggressive. We talked about him being in the penalty, so not settling for the jump shot was a smart play by Brewer.
Had missed his first 3 free throw attempts, 2 the other night against Indiana, 1 tonight, but knocks down that first one. His career free throw shooting numbers in 233 games coming into tonight, a 70% career free throw shooter. For his career, he's averaged 9 points a game, shoots about 41% from the floor, and a little over 31% from the three-point line.
All solid numbers.
And nice to see, obviously, a little more relaxed and settled down there at the free throw line, making a move.
Yeah, exactly. You know what? He's just coming to it. It's going to take a little while for him to settle in.
There's Terrell Arthur.
It's especially tough when you come into a new situation with a new team and you have 2 home games back to back, you know, where the expectation level is high. You know, it's good to kind of get those first games under your belt on the road, you know, so you can get in the rhythm.
I would think that for a guy who has been on teams that have not had very good records throughout the course of his career, there's probably a tremendous desire on his part and almost to overdo it to come in and try and impress his new teammates.
Definitely so. You know he wants to fit in, and you know he's a winner. He won at Florida when he was there, so he wants to come in, he wants to impress. So I feel like that's the reason why he's picking up a lot of the tic-tac fouls, because he's overly aggressive right now. But, you know, once he gets comfortable in our system, starts to understand, you know, how he fits with this team, he'll be fine.
How do you think he helps you guys the most?
Just with his length. His length and his ability is on the ball defense. You know, he can definitely harass guys full court. We need that. We need young guys with a lot of energy, you know, to pick up full court, play the passing lanes. You know, it's a change of pace for us.
The second string center tonight is John Mahimi. He went to the game a moment ago. Just picked up his 3rd foul, and now it is out of bounds, and it's off Mahimi. And the Mavs commit their 5th turnover of the third quarter after having only 5 for the entire first half. And with 8 minutes off the clock here in the third quarter, Memphis is shooting potentially to tie the game.
Doing it on the defensive end. That's what's got them back in this game.
Mayo with a runner on the lane, and a blocking foul is called here on Dallas on Corey Brewer.
They definitely got in the game by getting aggressive. They start playing the passing lane. You say they're, you know, the best team. They say they're the best team in the league in steals, and they're showing it tonight.
Brewer, you see him pick up the foul there on the replay, and O.J. Mayo on the foul line, hits the first of 2. Mayo this year shooting 75% at the line, averaging 12 points a game, only shooting 36% from the floor in the last 5 games, but has been part of this third quarter comeback, and 2 for 2 at the line makes it a 1-point game.
Right now, Dallas is going to have to match the intensity that Memphis is playing with right now. They picked up their intensity, and Dallas is in somewhat of a lure right now, especially on the offensive end.
Mahimi the screen.
See, when a guard is harassing your guard like that, especially when you got a veteran guy like J. Kidd, you got to pick him way back here.
Yep.
You got to make O.J. Mayo, you know, feel the presence and make him look over his shoulder, make him think he's going to get hit. And as you know, you can see right here, Jan was moving on the pick, but if he starts that pick back here in the backcourt, then you know, it'll loosen up for J. Kidd.
He's looking for you.
Yeah, exactly.
He's not going to be able to pressure you as much.
That's 4 fouls now on Mahimi as he picks up the offensive foul. Brendan Haywood just subbed back into the game. A drive by Mike Conley, blocked by Haywood, saved in by Conley. Brewer's got it.
Pick it up.
Jason Terry pulls the trigger. Yes, sir. Three-pointer badly needed.
Good shot. We definitely needed that shot. And I always love when a shooter takes a shot and he's feeling it. I think it's never a bad shot.
And it gets Dallas's lead back up to 4. Down the lane, Haywood blocks again, but Randolph follows it home after Haywood had got the block on Darrell Arthur.
Haywood is doing an excellent job tonight of clogging up that lane.
That's 4 blocks to go with 6 boards and 4 points tonight for Brendan Haywood. The follow makes it a 2-point game. Randolph now at 14 points. Well, they get the foul.
Nice.
Memphis over the limit. Darrell Arthur, the guilty party on the foul. That is Arthur's 3rd foul. Tyson Chandler joining us here in the 3rd quarter. We got 2:48 left in the 3rd, and Dallas up by 2. Olive, that has surprised you about his game or about him personally?
You know, I always had the utmost respect for his game. You know, being in battles against him and you know, over the years watching him and watching his success. And I always heard about how hard he worked. And it's obvious, you know, from the way he plays and performs. But, you know, being around him and understanding and starting to learn, you know, what he's all about, you know, it just makes him that much more of a special player. You always love players who put in the hard work and are really just about winning. And he's one of those guys that just wants to win.
1 of 2 at the line out of the timeout. Haywood challenges the Randolph shot. Nice rebound by Dirk on the defensive glass. The Mavs are trying to weather the storm here in the 3rd quarter as a 17-point halftime lead. Shrunk to 1. Now it's at 3. Might be at 5 now. Marion couldn't get the finish. Good cut for the weak side, too, though. Reyes in the game, subbed into the timeout.
Yeah, come over, Wood.
On the pick and roll, the dunk for Darrell Arthur.
Well, Tyson is telling him to come over. He was a little bit late on the rotation. Brendan Haywood was. That was his help situation in that pick and roll situation.
Yeah, a lot of times as a big, you get tangled up, and I know Will right now is concentrating on Zach Randolph. You know, so I think it's just a little second too late.
On the screen, Terry rattles home a 3-ball. Just enough space thanks to the Haywood pick.
Jason is not going to let this game stay close.
Terry off the bench is 6 of 10 tonight. 4 made threes. He's got 16 points. The drive by Mike Conley, high off the glass, Randolph the follow.
Well, and Brendan Haywood had to help on that particular play. That's how he got the second shot. After Brendan went to challenge the shot, it left his man wide open for the easy putback.
Definitely so, and as a big, that drives you crazy when you go out the shot and then nobody comes in and cracks
to help
your man
you
back.
out.
Yeah. See, that's the thing that we have to improve on, and that's, you know, and going forward and going into the playoffs, we have to be able to be a team that can help and then help the helper. Our great defensive teams, you know, when one guy goes over, the next guy comes and get him. You know, it's like a stream.
It's that last line of defense that you're talking about.
Exactly, because the big guy has to trust that somebody's going to come and have his back when he goes and block a shot, or else he won't go block a shot. And you never want a big man second guessing, you know, whether his man is going to get the bucket or not.
Well, Randolph has come to life here in the 3rd quarter along with the entire Grizzly team. 36 points in the 3rd quarter for the Grizzlies. Randolph has 15 points here in the quarter. A foul was just called on Darrell Arthur, and that basket by Zach Randolph a moment ago tied the game at 74. Now, fortunately, Dallas will have a chance to break the tie here at 42.9 to go in the 3rd quarter.
You know, great scores you're not going to contain for 48 minutes. And Dallas has done a pretty solid job against Zach early in this game. But as the game goes on, as the intensity picks up a little bit, he's finding a way to get his stops. You have to regroup defensively, Mark, and find a way to get him back under control. Because this team goes as he goes.
Definitely so.
Here is the foul a moment ago as Darrell Arthur and Jason Terry get locked up. And Terry with the look of disbelief. Did I get a call here? He did get a call.
It's always amazing to me, though, those great scorers in this league, that you can keep them down and keep them down, and all of a sudden they just, you know, they get to the average, and you can't understand how they did it. But great scorers have a knack of finding the basket.
That's what they do. They score points, and Zach Randolph can score them in a lot of different ways. Very unique power forward in the league.
Definitely so.
And over the years, we've said it many times about Dirk. If he doesn't get you sooner, he'll get you later. 76-74 on the Terry free throws. Corner 3, and Memphis takes the lead. Shane Battier hits it. And if it stands, I saw an indication at the table they may review it, but Memphis leads for just the 2nd time in tonight's game. 77-76. We did get word from the guys in the truck, and they do look at it, and it's staying as a 3. It's 77-76, Grizzlies in front. 6 seconds left of the shot clock. Back down by DIRK, bumped by Arthur, banks it home, incredible shot.
He might be the only guy in this world that can do that.
He is.
Man.
Unblockable shot.
That's tough.
In the lane, Mark Gasol got fouled at 3.3 left in the third quarter.
You know, Mark, right now, Dallas is going to have to do a better job as you see DIRK operating on the block against Darrell Arthur. Pretty solid defense, but just better offense. DIRK turning around, shooting the one leg off the glass. Unstoppable,
There's
unguardable.
nothing you can do about that. Darrell Arthur played great D. You know, he bodied him up, he got straight up, and then DIRK was just able to create space and get his shot off.
I'm going to go revisiting what I was saying, Mark. Dallas is going to have to do a better job in this fourth quarter of containing dribble penetration. That's really what's hurting this team right now, is allowing the point guard, Conley, whoever it is, to get in the paint. It's not only causing problems with them scoring, but getting offensive rebounds as well.
Definitely. So that's the easiest way to get offensive rebound is when a guard penetrates, gets the big to come over, and you free up, you get a chance to get a tip dunk or a tip in.
On the line, Mark Gasol is tight. It's situational substitution. Page has gone in for Marion to get a shooter on the floor, and Mark Gasol makes both free throws. Memphis takes the lead. Dallas will have a shot at a buzzer beater. There was the pick, and Barea got a bump from Gasol, and the quarter is over. And so we wrap up the third quarter. Unfortunately, Dallas will trail going into the fourth, but fortunately, we had the pleasure of having Tyson Chandler with us. Thanks for joining us, man.
Thank you, guys.
Get back on the floor, but loved hearing you break down the game here in the quarter.
Appreciate it. I got to get
Party on the foul, but he's the one who looks the worst for wear after the fact, Harp. And here's Mark Gasol shooting free throws.
Well, it was an excellent call out of timeout by Coach Hollins. Here you see the foul, but that was a simple slip. They loaded the weak side of the floor up, occupied the Mavericks defense on the weak side. And pretty good call for that slip in that foul situation.
Well, that was a big collision between two big men. And it was nice to see Mahimi go up and take that hard foul.
He does. He does quite a bit, not giving up anything easy. Dribble penetration, though, Mark. That's the key in this fourth quarter. Can't allow Memphis guards to break down the Mavericks guards on the perimeter.
Marion with a rebound. 30 points in the paint for Memphis in the third quarter. The Grizzlies had a 41-point third quarter as Marion goes to the basket and gets the jam. Dallas ties the game. Gasol just went 1 of 2 at the line, and the score is 80-80 with 11:22 to go.
Dallas did the same thing that Memphis tried to do on their slip in the pick and roll situation. Got a nice easy shot for Sean.
A lob pass inside over the defense down to Gasol, but Dallas's defense recovers momentarily. They forced him out of the paint. Now Gasol on the turnaround and knocked out of bounds by Sam Young. It is Dallas ball. And Barea, with some urgency, gets it up the floor. Dallas is looking to make it 9 straight wins. They got a battle on their hands tonight with the Memphis Grizzlies, who are part of the playoff race. DIRK nails it from the corner. A three-pointer to break the tie and put Dallas back on top.
Just a great pull-up. That's just greatness. A guy able to catch the ball that far out as a 7-foot player and knock down a jump shot. Nothing fancy about that. Just a great play, shot by DIRK.
An exchange between Conley and Mayo. Now Conley inside, and Barea gets in front, saves the ball, but it goes off his leg out of bounds. Great hustle by J.J. Barea, trying to get the ball back for Dallas. It is Memphis ball with 6 on the shot clock.
Did a good job in that pick and roll that time after getting beat by Conley. Did a great job of getting his hand on the ball. There you see him and almost came up with the steal. Hustling like only J.J. can hustle.
And here coming right at you, big collision. Hope the folks there on the baseline are okay. Mayo missed a 3. And the rebound taken by Sean Marion. Barea eludes Mayo, lost the dribble. Now Sean Marion, he loses the handle. DIRK steals the outlet after Randolph stole it. 3-ball, no. Marion tip in, no. Oh, it goes in on the second try. The Mavs went down 80-78. They've now scored 7 straight, Hart.
And they're staying on the boards. Staying on the boards, keeping things alive down there. Tough call against Mahimi on that one.
And he just fouled out. Jan Mahimi fouls out with 9:46 to play. Now, Marion was down there battling for that tip in. Let's see if he's actually the one who tipped it in. He's going to get credit for it either way. Or no, was that Mahimi?
It was a cross between Mahimi and Zach Randolph is what it boils down to. I think Zach definitely helped out a little.
Well, they credited it to Sean Marion because Mahimi leaves the game with 2 points, but those were free throws in the first half. And so Mahimi fouls out. Jan ends up playing a little over 9 minutes tonight. And a rebound is loose after the missed free throw by Randolph, and Memphis will get it back. Shane Battier was able to track down the board. That's 9 rebounds to go with 9 points in 28 minutes. By far Battier's best game in his 5th game with Memphis. A loose ball foul, no basket. The first shot was missed. The Gasol tip-in was made, but wave it off because of the loose ball foul on Marc Gasol.
Well, he was over the back. Dirk had pretty good position for the rebound. If you watch it down here, and Mark definitely pushes him in the back. Dirk acted a little bit, what you're supposed to do.
Bryant, Terry, Marion, Dirk, and Haywood. And a deflection on Bryant's pass that was headed back out front. Then Marion recovers defensively. Knocked it away, but a bounce to Conley and a feed to Randolph.
Memphis catching some breaks in this 4th quarter.
And they pull back to within 2 after Dallas had a 7-0 run. We go into the 9-minute mark. Dirk goes baseline, beats Randolph for the basket. Well, Dallas is going to need a lot of Dirk in the 4th quarter tonight, and so far they've gotten it. He's got a game-high 21 points for Dallas.
And getting it in a lot of different ways. Not that often do you see Dirk operating strictly from the block position. Did a good job on the spin move.
Hand off to Conley. And Conley deals back to Randolph, passed up the jumper. Battier in corner 3. There's Haywood with a rebound. That will give Brendan Haywood 7 boards to go with 5 points and 4 block shots tonight. Haywood has played 30 minutes. Cutting, Marion fumbled it again. He's had trouble hanging on to the ball here in a couple of situations in the 4th quarter. Now you got Mayo on the triple drive and lays it in, and Memphis back within 2.
Really unfortunate, too, because Dallas has numbers if Sean can come up with those passes, with those balls.
That's 9 turnovers for Dallas here in the 2nd half after they had only 5 in the first half. Terry on the triple drive, beats O.J. Mayo to the basket. Dallas answers right back.
Good attack by Jet. Been knocking down the outside shot, set him up real nice to get to the hole.
7 out of 11 tonight. Jason Terry at 20 points. The 2nd highest 4th quarter scoring duo in the league is Jason Terry and Dirk Nowitzki. And they are delivering the mail here for Dallas so far in the 4th, but they got to get stops. Gasol gets Memphis back to within 2. The setup pass by Mike Conley gives him 9 assists. Correa bumped by Conley. That's 4 fouls now on Mike Conley. For Memphis, that's their 2nd team foul of the quarter. And a stoppage in play with 7:09 remaining. Dallas clinging to an 89-87 lead here on Fox Sports Southwest.
Spread the word about Ford with actual owners. That's what I'm doing.
For Jason Kidd. Quite an accomplishment, though, tonight to move past Gary Payton. Of course, nicknamed the Glove, just a tremendous defensive reputation. As a matter of fact, 1 defensive player of the year during his career, and a guy you played and competed against.
Well, Gary was one of the best. I mean, you get the nickname Glove. There's a reason for that. Obviously, a solid defensive player. You talked about him being defensive player of the year. For a guard, that's a huge accomplishment.
3-guard lineup, dump it off to Haywood, Jason Terry. Haywood has the shot blocked. Zach Randolph with a rejection. Dirk out of the game right now, getting a quick breather before coming in for what is going to be a difficult stretch drive. Nice move, Conley. Slip past Haywood. Haywood grabs him. The question is it in the act of shooting? And yes, it is. Brendan Haywood's 3rd foul. Jan Mahimi has fouled out tonight, playing just a little over 9 minutes. Tyson Chandler is missing his 2nd straight game with a sprained ankle. The Mavericks overcame that and won Friday against the Indiana Pacers, 116-108. But a 41-point third quarter for Memphis got them back in this game. And here they are shooting free throws to try to tie it. Mike Conley on the line.
And Conley, a big part in them getting things going in that third quarter. Obviously, came out a lot more aggressive, trying to create some things offensively for himself and for other guys. And everybody else has jumped on and chipped in as well.
Tie game at 89. Mike Conley had 12 points in the third quarter after a scoreless first half. A couple of free throws there to even up the score at 89 all. This is after Dallas had regained the lead here early on in the fourth. They had gone up 5. Barea breaks down the defense using a Haywood screen. High on the glass again. That's a couple of times tonight that he's put the ball over the square on the backboard, but put it up softly to get it to fall home.
A great play by JJ. Used the pick twice in that situation to get himself in the lane, and we talk about him being a great finisher around the basket.
Down low to Tony Allen. Allen missed a shot, batted it in the direction of Darrell Arthur, and then knocked out by Dallas. Lionel Hollins is pleading to Derek Collins, the official, for a foul call. Thought there might have been one, honestly.
I thought so too, but they miss him sometime, Mark.
They do.
They're human.
Yeah. They miss him sometime, yeah.
Yeah.
6 on the shot clock, thrown into Darrell Arthur. Jumper over Jason Kidd is good. How about Darrell Arthur, the young fellow from South Oak Cliff High School, just tied the game at 91.
Playing pretty well, and this is a clear sign of a team that you allow to stay in the game that feels confident right now in this fourth quarter.
Were they allowed to stay in the game, or did they just get themselves back into it by being aggressive?
Totally. But I think Dallas is clearly a better team, even though Memphis has won, what,
34 games this year.
Yeah.
34 and 29 coming into play tonight. And every game for them so important as they try to qualify for the playoffs for the first time in 5 years. Foul's called there on Sean Marion. That's his third for the Mavericks. It's 4 team fouls now in the quarter. Here's Barea. Briefly gave Dallas the lead. Now it's tied 91 all. Barea, 2 of his 10 points off the bench tonight. Up over Randolph and high off the glove.
Quarter coming up after the game on the postgame edition of Live. I am Emily Jones, and I'll be here with Rolanda Whiteman to break this one down from start to finish. Mark and Derek, hopefully we'll be talking about the Mavericks' 10th straight home win and 9th straight win overall, but some fourth quarter magic needs to happen before that.
Does need to happen, Emily, with 5:31 remaining, 91-91. So where's that fourth quarter magic going to come from? What does Dallas need to do to win this game, Art?
Well, they have to defend. Obviously, Memphis picked up their offense in the third quarter, and that's what got them back in this game. Offensively, they've been able to get what they want, but the dribble penetration has really hurt the Mavericks in this third and fourth quarter.
Darrell Arthur, a jump shot that he made a moment ago, but this one he misses. A chance to go in front. Slips away from Memphis there. DIRK came back in the game with the timeout. And you also had Sean Marion return. DIRK to Haywood underneath. Haywood got caught in a bad spot. Now you got DIRK faking a 3. Memphis doing a nice job recovering defensively, but Dallas stays after it and gets the lay-in. DIRK with a pass to Marion.
That's a great basketball play. Dirk Nowitzki at 7 feet beats his guy with the shot fake, finds Sean Marion for the roll. That's a point guard play by the Mavericks power forward.
21 points tonight for DIRK, 20 for Jason Terry to lead Dallas. Zach Randolph has 21 to lead Memphis. We're down to 4:40 to play as Mike Conley fires up a 3, and Sean Marion there for the rebound.
You don't mind that. You're forcing the team to shoot the ball from the outside late in the game is exactly what you want if you're Dallas.
Now on the back down, it's Kidd. Slings it over to Terry. 10 of the shot clock, and a foul, a late whistle. Marion looked like he was headed for another turnover here in this second half. Marion's had 2 fourth quarter turnovers, but he gets fouled. The call is on Tony Allen for his first. You got Sean Marion on the free throw line with 8 points and 9 boards tonight, and 2 critical free throws here with 4:19 to go. Lead is 3 as Marion splashes it in.
Here you see DIRK catches the ball from a pass from Jason Kidd, fakes the shot fake, dribble penetration, nice bounce pass, just like a point guard, over to Sean Marion for an easy basket. Not many 7-footers have the ability to make that kind of a play in traffic like DIRK just did.
The assist numbers for Dirk this year, averaging almost 3 a game. Sean Marion on the line, makes them both. Dirk's had a couple of triple doubles in his career. Talking about his passing ability. So Marion's free throws have extended the lead to 4. It was tied at that timeout a minute and a half ago at 91 all. O.J. Mayo on the dribble. To Darrell Arthur. Free throw line jump shot good for Arthur. Arthur came into tonight's game averaging 15.5 points and 58% shooting in the last 4 games. This gave Memphis 64 points in the paint. Wow. Screen by Dirk. Terry on the drive. They had the 2-man game on the left side of the floor that time. Shot wouldn't go. Mavericks were trying to dig out a rebound, and there is a loose ball foul. And it's called on Memphis for their 4th team foul of the quarter. The whistle on Shane Battier for his 3rd.
Brendan Haywood really active in the paint on that particular play.
You know, seeing that stat about the points of the paint, Memphis is the only team in the league that get over 50% of their offense from paint points. 50.2 points per game, and that is just barely over 50% of their offense. They've got 64 out of 93 points in the paint tonight. Marion, second try, follow, dunk, wave it off. Offensive basket interference for Sean Marion.
And he was up on this particular play. Look how high Sean Marion is for the putback. Misses that one, and obviously a good call with the ball hanging on the rim with the right hand. But he was way up.
Yeah.
Could have easily slammed that one back in.
It was definitely in the cylinder, though, no doubt about it.
Absolutely.
Now Mike Conley is left alone for 3. Kid tried to get there. Oh, and the bounce for Mike Conley on the 3-pointer.
We talked about him being the difference in this second half. He's played extremely well. Just knocked down his 17th point.
And all of those points have been in the second half. So now down to 3 minutes to go. Memphis has the lead. Terry slips to the mid-range spot. How many times have we seen that work? The 2-man play between Dirk and Terry. He slips into that pocket right over by the logo to get the J.
When Conley, the guy that was defending Jason Terry, left and tried to get the steal, Dirk did the right thing, finding the wide open jet.
Haywood knocks it away from Randolph. Now Randolph out on the floor. He has range for that jump shot, but misses there. Sean Marion the rebound. The advance up to Terry. Dallas with the ball and a 1-point lead and 2:20 to go. Battier the defender, and a good one. Dirk fades, uses the glass, and Arthur rebounds. We'll have a timeout at the next dead ball. We got 2:10 left. And as a matter of fact, the timeout is now taken by Memphis with 2:07 to play. Anybody's game for the last 2 minutes and change. Dallas in front by 1.
He says, I can't give you the good news.
The Mavs on Fox Sports Southwest are brought to you by your Texas Ford dealers, where you'll find a stampede of savings going on now during Truck Month. By Southwest Airlines, find our fares online only at southwest.com. By Progressive, for a money-saving car insurance quote, call 1-800-PROGRESSIVE today. And by Lombardo's Custom Apparel, the apparel provider of the Mavs broadcast team. Thanks, Lombardo. 97-96, Dallas leads Memphis. 2:07 remaining. The highest scoring fourth quarter duos in the league in the Southwest standings. LeBron and Dwayne Wade, number 1. Dirk and Jason Terry, number 2. They're going to need him in the fourth quarter tonight. As out of the timeout, Memphis with the ball, a shot by O.J. Mayo, no good. Terry steers the rebound to Kidd. The Mavs have a chance to push it, but Kidd, wisely, I think in that situation, Harp slowed it down.
It was a smart play. Didn't really have numbers. Memphis did a good job of getting back to force Dallas to run their half-court set.
A foul on Darrell Arthur. They sent 2 defenders at Jason Terry along the sideline, and now that is 5 fouls in the quarter on Memphis. It's also 5 fouls in the game on Arthur, who has been a definite help to the cause for the Grizzlies here in the fourth quarter, and for the whole game for that matter. But here he fouls, putting Jason Terry on the line.
Not really a good foul in that situation either. Early in the shot clock, Jason Terry wasn't really trying to do much other than get in a set.
You commit a foul about 25 feet away from the basket that puts you over the limit in a close game, and now you got Dallas with a chance to extend the lead to 3, and they do. Jason Terry, big free throws, 24-point game tonight.
Playing extremely well, Jet is, at a very high level over the last few games.
Cross-court pass to Battier, slipping into a pocket. Darrell Arthur, blocked by Haywood, but Randolph on the follow got fouled.
That time, Dirk and Haywood went for the block when Arthur got the penetration and got to the basket. That's what allowed Zach Randolph to be free. Here you see the drive, nice pass. Haywood, maybe not, maybe just Haywood. But he was guarding Zach Randolph, so he freed him up to get the offensive basket.
Randolph for 2 with exactly 90 seconds remaining. Randolph had a slow start to tonight's game, but he came to life in the second half, and now he's on the doorstep of another double-double. 23 points now and 9 boards. He's had 45 double-doubles this season, and Randolph needs one more rebound to make it 46. It's a one-point game. Dallas on the right side of the score. Dirk from the free throw line, passed it up. Kid rifles it out front to Terry. Dribble drives, hangs, and hits. Beautiful.
Knew right away what he wanted to get. He wanted to get that screen from Dirk and get to his money spot. Stepped up and knocked down a big shot for the Mavs.
Driving right, hits the pull-up. Jason Terry at 26. In the lane, Randolph is fouled by Sean Marion with 58 seconds to play.
And a good foul by Sean. You don't want to give up anything easy this late in the game, especially inside.
Jason Terry, team high 26 points tonight. Numbers 25 and 26 right there over Mike Conley. Hits the mid-range pull-up.
Well, when you get those two guys together, Jason Terry and Dirk Nowitzki, right away the defense is worried anyway. So they're worried. Dirk didn't even have to set a screen before Jet could break his guy down and get to his sweet spot and knock that shot down. But just the threat of those two guys together, I think, causes a lot of problems for teams' defense late in games.
So it's 12 fourth-quarter points combined for Dirk and Jason Terry tonight, almost their average. Which, again, coming into play today was the second best in the NBA for a fourth quarter, for a duo scoring-wise in the fourth quarter.
I'd say they break that right now.
Tony Allen, the defender. They put the ball in Terry's hands again. Now he gives it up to Dirk. Finds Sean Marion. Off target. Rebound goes over. Nowitzki is grabbed by Conley. After the 2 free throws a moment ago by Randolph, Memphis has the ball. They shoot for the lead. They take a timeout at 32.3 remaining. They'll have 18 seconds left on the shot clock when we come back. Memphis is down to 2 20-second timeouts left as they take a full here with 32.3 left in Dallas.
A lot of easy baskets and a lot of putbacks on the misses that Memphis had.
Where will they go? It is Conley operating the dribble right now with 10 to shoot. Randolph against Haywood. A double team. They go to Mayo. He drives. He has it blocked by Haywood. Oh, but he goes to Battier and he gets a reverse. And with 14.3 to go, the story of the second half has been every loose ball, every 50-50 ball, every lucky bounce has gone Memphis's way.
Well, you just said it, lucky. A lot of times you don't even have to be good. Sometimes you can be in the right place at the right time. Obviously, in that situation, Shane Battier was. But it's not all bad. Dallas has an opportunity with 14 seconds left.
They take a timeout, 102-101. Memphis leads, Dallas a full. '29th here at American Airlines Center. The Memphis Grizzlies beat Dallas 91-90. They lead them by 1 as Dallas throws in Marion to Kidd. 14 seconds to play. Now it's Dirk against Battier. The escape dribble. Foul line jumper is on the money. Dirk Nowitzki delivers. 3.1 to go, and the Mavs seesaw back in front. The crowd obviously obviously loves it. 3.1 to go. I can see that grin on your face. You love it, Hart.
Well, I love it. Here you see Dirk operating. Everybody in the gym, everybody watching knows you're going to him. This is what greatness is. Great patience. Just eluded Shane Battier a little bit. His length allowed him to shoot right over the top of him. Just a great offensive play by a great offensive player.
One more look at it from the other angle. Jason Terry's carried a lot of load in the fourth quarter, but when it came down to final shot time, you want it in his hands. And he hits the jumper. The escape dribble really set things up. You know, I watched the end of that game yesterday in London.
Yes.
Bargnani was matched up against, I believe, Chris Humphries. He didn't do anything, just held onto the ball and put up a jumper. Dirk puts it on the floor once, and that was the difference to get him a better look.
And he's a very unique player in the fact that he's 7 feet tall and able to put the ball on the floor.
Now they need one more stop. 3 seconds to go. Conley looking, and now they have to use their last timeout here before he gets ready to take the ball from Ed Malloy for the inbounds pass. Conley looking, goes into Randolph. Randolph, one dribble over Haywood. He hits it at point three. A rainbow jump shot somehow over Haywood is good. Unbelievable. Aaron Aflalo and Zach Randolph have done the number on Dallas over the course of this great recent stretch of play. It was Aflalo with a buzzer beater and Randolph, for all intents and purposes, a buzzer beater with .3 to go.
And if you see Haywood, he got hung up a little bit, but he was still able to challenge the shot. Just a great shot by Zach Randolph in this situation. Jason Terry in the mix as well, trying to help a little bit. Just a great play by a great player. Just knocked down a very difficult shot.
.3 is the time that you must have on the clock for a catch and shoot. Now let's remind everyone that in the last preseason game, it was .4 on the clock. They ran a play where Marion got free, went to the basket, and there was an alley-oop lob from Kidd against Houston in the last
Did he make that shot? I remember that play. He made that play, yeah.
Yep.
Maybe we can do that again now.
Peja has gone in. .3. Kidd looking to Terry from half court. Off the top of the backboard. They obviously had scouted the lob because they saw that play.
The big guy was sitting right in the lane waiting on that one. And unfortunate loss.
Dallas was out of timeouts. They had to get the ball in. And the Mavericks' 8-game winning streak is over because of Zach Randolph hitting with .3 to play.
Well, Zach Randolph obviously hit a big shot, but I think it was their lack of not controlling the dribble penetration in that third and fourth quarter that allowed Memphis to get back in this game and ultimately win this particular game.
Randolph with a game winner. Memphis 104, Dallas 103. And let's check it out on tonight's Final Take here on Fox Sports Southwest.
I tried to tell you, boy, I got game.